Okay, let's read this. So in 2016, hold on. There was a high school student, right? There's a high school student who said Kodak Black raped her. Kodak Black had a tour, went to South Carolina, and there was more details on like some of these sites before, but I'll give you the details. Apparently, like it's kind of like the little Mosey thing a little bit, but like first of all, if the girl's underage, she can't consent to having sex with someone overage. And I don't know the South Carolina laws of statutory rape, but if she's underage, just rule of thumb, like if you're overage, she underage, you're fucking up. Um, she had claimed that Kodak had raped her, or Kodak and crew. She told that to her guidance counselor. They involved the police. They did some preliminary, like, investigations. I don't know if that was within the time where they could collect a rape kit. However, they did charge Kodak Black. Keep in mind, in South Carolina, there's a certain type of in Florence. I think it was in Florence, in South Carolina. It's a different type of wave. By the way, not that it matters, but just kind of throwing it out there. The girl is a white girl, and it's Kodak Black. Okay. Anyway, he was charged with this rape case. He obviously went to jail recently for some gun stuff, and this was pretty much the last case that was left pending. He was allowed to resolve the case by entering into a plea deal, and the plea deal, it didn't mention anything about sex. You get me? It only said he was sentenced to 18 months of probation after pleading guilty to a lesser degree of first-degree assault and battery. First-degree assault and battery could be punching somebody in the face, which is very different than like a sexual assault charge, which usually is rape or forcibly touching or forcibly compromising someone in a sexual way. That, a lot of times, if you take a plea or you're found guilty on those charges, you have to register as a sex offender. Clearly, Kodak Black has really good attorneys. And by the way, I don't want to get too much into what I've heard about this case already, but I've heard the details of it is not what exactly it is. It's not Kodak like fucking just forcing himself on a chick. Is a whole bunch of other stuff that might actually, if Kodak had brought it to trial, may work out in his favor. However, it was a safe play to not go through trial, which if he was convicted, he would probably serve 25 to 30 years for raping a white chick in South Carolina. And obviously if he beat it, but still, he was able to get a plea deal where it was just assault and battery. I will tell you this. I see people say, well, even if he ain't charged, he's still a rapist. The mere fact that the district attorney would drop a rape charge to assault and battery, which basically, if you elbow somebody in the mouth, that's assault and battery. It's the same. If they would drop a charge of rape to that, maybe the case wasn't that strong, number one. Number two, maybe the victim no longer is cooperating. I don't know. And number three, maybe that was their only option. Okay? So he gets 18 months of probation. I think he's going to be supervised anyway by federal authorities because he got released from jail for a while anyway. So he's just got to keep out of trouble. And essentially, I don't even think what he pled guilty to is even a felony. You get me? Oh, okay. Here's some details. The victim told authorities that the assault took place in a hotel room following Kodak Black's concert in Florence, South Carolina. The warrant for Kodak Black's arrest stated that he forced the victim onto the bed and then on to the floor of the room. The defendant removed the victim's underwear before penetrating her as she repeatedly told him to stop. Authorities said Kodak ignored the girl's pleas and allegedly bit her on the neck and breasts. Okay? By the way, Kodak did get on Twitter. He posted this. He then spoke a little bit more about it. We won't play the Ebro clip where he tried to confront him about it before. But Kodak Black is like 1 or something like that. Wait, what's Kodak Black Twitter name? Yeah, well, 1K. Kodak Black did say this on Twitter. Where is it? He said, I'm good. Wait, let me start from the top. He said, I'm good. Fuck you. 5 years later, both of us just want to get this shit over with, and I have to come up off no money, which he's basically saying I did not settle with her. He said, y'all be wanting the nigga to go out sad, wishing bad on a real nigga. I never seen it work. My heart goes out to all the girls out here getting raped and shit for real, but I ain't did that shit. And he did delete some tweets, probably by the advice of his lawyer. But I got it here on my Instagram where he said, where is it at? He said, ain't got to register as a sex offender or nothing. Shit, that's a play if you ask me. Y'all got me fucked up. I ain't that freaky, homie. Okay? And yeah, pretty much that's it. I don't want to contextualize this story about what I heard that happened. I heard a whole story about what happened. I heard from people who knew the person. I heard from people who heard stories allegedly from the person. I heard allegedly why that story came out. And I'll tell you this is the funny thing about accusing someone of sexual assault. You know, because there are real victims out there, you never actually think about someone who's accusing someone that maybe there's alternative motives that's outside that situation. That person telling their parents and their parents knowing who that is, or Googling who that is, or that person who got a man who told her man, yo, oh yeah, I cheated on you, and he's mad at her, and now she's flipping it like, oh, I didn't want to do it. And he's like, well, if you don't want to do it, blah, blah, or other things. So I'll leave that as that. A Kodak Black video on that rape case or no? Like, or is it like, chill out? Like, I ain't doing no Mosey situation. Like, you know, as a dude, like, run a media company, like, bro, I hate to jump to conclusions about people with shit like that because, bro, we see accusations and charges and they basically ruin black men's life over that shit. Like, you don't even know what's what. They don't wait for convictions. Nobody reports when niggas beat the case. Nobody cares about that. People only care about what the allegation is. But should I report about it? If I shouldn't, cool. Somebody say clear his name. We could do that. We could do that. I mean, I think this is clearing his name. I think, put like this. If they dropped a rape charge, if he didn't pay out a settlement, so keep in mind, if he didn't pay the girl a settlement, which would be the only reason why she would not cooperate with the police, right? And that would be a big strike for the cops. If the person who got raped don't want to cooperate no more, that might force them to say, hey, let's settle for something less. He's saying, I ain't pay a fucking dime. Also, the cops, the DA is saying, oh, we just gave him assault and battery. What type of case did y'all have? Which type of, like, you know how they do so much to protect people, like women or like really just anybody in a relationship for domestic violence? Bro, you think they're dropping a rape charge down to a simple assault? Clearly, that case wasn't shit. It wasn't shit. So as much as people were grokking with the accusation, like, oh, Kodak, you know, people are going by his attitude and how he looks, and he just look like a hood nigga. No, clearly he ain't no fucking rapist because you're not dropping no. If it was a easy rape case, they're not dropping that shit down like that, bro. No fucking way. No way. No way. You get me? It's bullshit. But when bullshit charges come up, you know, they give you the charge. And it took 4 years for him to get up on out of it. Anyway, chat, I love y'all. Oh, the Polo G and Murder Beast thing? Yeah, I didn't get why Polo G and Murder Beast was going at it. So Polo G said, okay, Rapstar, that's currently on YouTube, was only produced by Ener and Cinco. Not only that, but you know damn well ain't no nigga help me write that shit. So for Murder and his camp to keep posting that shit is lame as hell. I don't know what the issue is between them. And by the way, look like that song might have been sampled. That's why Murder Beast is put as a writer. Polo should have used this opportunity to educate fans. A person's gonna be listed as a writer if their song is sampled. If anything that they've done in the past was manipulated to make the current work. So again, if they had a sound, it could be one sound that was sampled. Murder Beast will be listed as a writer, okay? And essentially, it's really a composer, but he's listed as a writer. Now, Murder Beast flexing like he's got a #1 over that. You generally don't see the person with the sample or some shit like that. Let me read the chat. Like, is there a sample or something like that? Somebody says, Kodak gonna get playlisted? Of course, yeah. I believe they use an acapella of the song. Yeah, I think the problem is Murder flexing. Like, yo, you know, the producer's game is like reminding people constantly, like, anything they touch turns to diamond or turns to gold. And I think Murder Beast just wanted to let people know, yo, here's another #1. You know, I'm the #1 guy. But when you see Polo celebrating his first #1, you don't need to, like, you're dimming his shine by you trying to take credit. You get me? Like, you have to realize artist's first #1 is so special. Let him rock. Kendrick and Cole, it looks like Cole is dropping something in 2 weeks.